Reporting well. Earlier I spoke to Joe Cirincione, an expert on chemical weapons and advisor to the US government on the international security issues, and I began by asking him what sort of chemical weapons it is thought the Syrians have.
Well, the Syrians have known to have had a chemical weapons program since at least the 1970s, one that began in earnest in the 80s and 90s. They believe to have blister agents, mustard gas, the kind you're familiar with from World War I, but more importantly, nerve gases, sarin and VX, two of the most deadly chemical weapons known. A single drop of these chemicals on your skin will kill you. They're believed to have tons of these agents. There's some question about how viable they still are. They have a short shelf life, but they're believed to be operational, where they're believed to be stored in warheads that could be fitted on hundreds of Scud missiles, in artillery shells, and in air-dropped munitions.
Now, President Obama has been very warning that the consequences, should any of these weapons be used in any form, and yet at the same time, doing anything about chemical weapons is extremely problematical, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Well, the problem you have is that there's really no good military counterforce strike that you can take against chemical weapons. Even if we knew where they all are, they're hard to destroy with an offensive strike. So the best defense is to deter their use. That's why you heard the president speaking directly to Assad and his inner circle. They have to know that if they use these weapons, they face the possibility of being directly targeted by U.S. and NATO jets, having them and everybody they know taken out. So it's a strong deterrence measure. If you do this, there will be consequences.
So reprisals would not involve going in to try to secure the chemical weapons, but going in to try to destroy the people who might use them.
You know, this is really a hornet's nest. Trying to secure these would require ground troops, and the U.S. estimates it would take about 75,000 U.S. troops to secure these sites, and even then, it'd be an enormous operation. It's not something the U.S. is looking forward to. They'd rather avoid their use altogether. But even, the other problem is, even if Assad doesn't use them, what happens when the regime falls? The security of these weapons is very much in doubt. You have all kinds of extremist groups already operating inside Syria, some of which are going to try and get their hands on these weapons.
Joe Cirincione, an advisor to Hillary Clinton on chemical weapons, talking to me earlier from